with this album, we decided that we wouldn't put any boundaries on ourselves, and if we wanted to use a synthesized bass as opposed to a live bass, then we'd do that. If we wanted to use all live instruments with no synthesizers, then we'd do that on another song. We didn't feel that inhibiting ourselves by various formats would make the album any better, and exploring in different areas would make the album a lot better.
But to us, it's one of the things that we're actually really pleased about, because it's true to us. We haven't compromised our ideas on this.
We just knew before we started this record that we had to make 10 great songs that we were really proud of, that were very modern and unique, and that would be the right sound for us now.
Spend your money on the corner now. You know you gotta save some for the shoe shine boy. You've been pulling them by the hand inside. Oh, letting all your toys. If you need a lead to heaven now, just stick around. You're gonna be there. What do you care? What do you dare? What does your heart say now? All she wants is, all she wants is, all she wants is.
For me, something like All She Wants Is, which was made of a synthesis of sound. There was no bass, there was no guitar. It was just like a wall of synthesizers, of distorted synthesizers, which created the rhythm track with a very, very tightly clipped hi-hat and bass drum. That to me was a new sound. But I knew it was radical by our standards. And I knew on the one hand people were saying, well, it's not really, doesn't sound like Duran, does it? But then there would be people in the studio who didn't like our stuff generally and liked this. And to me now, the only things that are interesting are things we haven't already done.
Crude, unprocessed, unsophisticated. It's not being polished or glossed up.
I mean, really what we did was write the songs quite classically, and then afterwards sort of decide how we wanted to present them. You know, I mean, they were like demos at first. They were just acoustic guitars or pianos or one synthesizer and a voice and a drum machine. And then it was nice to have them all and say, well, how would this song feel best?
I don't know. You see, with this album, we weren't searching for credibility. We just wanted to make something that we could be proud of. You know, that was our first concern. We did it with Skin Trade. We wanted to make a whole album that felt as good as Skin Trade. The music was that good to us, where we loved every track on it. And we have. That is a success.
Get it up, get it up, get it in time. Hang it up, hanging up, hanging on a big thing.
I think the title track's actually very funny. I mean, it should be taken tongue-in-cheek. It's actually about the record business. It's a cynical view of payola and sort of antics that people get up to try and force their records on people, trying to force them into the charts.
This temptation, power rotation, give me the friction, watch me make it. Make it up, making it slide. So glad you came along. This time you won't be wrong. You love to turn it on, but you're not the only one.
It's a pragmatism in that song, it really is. It's sort of, this is it, this is what it's like, get it up, get it out, get it in time, you know, eat it up, beat it in time. It's that's where inside, it's kind of laughing a little bit, it's making fun of it.
Shake it up, shake it over time. Keep a section, we can stake it. Make it up, stick it outside. This is temptation, power rotation. Give me the playlist and watch me eat it. Eat it up, beat it in time. So glad you came along. This time you won't be wrong. You love to turn it on, and you're not the only one. Get it up.
I Don't Want Your Love, and all she wants is have rhythm machines on them instead of live drums. They have a few live drums overdubbed over the top. We generally have used live drums in almost everything we've done in the past. Also, the bass is synthesized, and it was all recorded to a very strict electronic pulse, which we don't do very often. We tend to play live more. But it's interesting for a couple of tracks, and then, you know, on the other hand, there's other tracks that were recorded almost totally live.
Coming to terms with drum machines meant that, you know, we could do something like I Don't Want Your Love and have a groove going between the three of us and have a good working bass.
Don't mind if you're keeping someone else behind. I don't care, 'cause you got something I can share. Hey, take a chance, even if it's only while we're dancing in the light of your second side. Because when you understand me, you might feel good around me now. I don't want your love to break me down. I don't want your love, so turn it around.
You know, the three of us in the band all had very strong opinions about most things. We often disagree amongst ourselves, as human beings tend to. If there's something we really agree on that we think should be in a song, then, yeah, we talk about it and decide how it's going to be written. That happened to a degree with The Edge of America.
Putting something like The Edge of America, Lakeshore Driving together. I mean, I come across people like Fela Kuti, you know, and he'll have really blow my mind and make me think in terms of rhythmic pieces that are stretched out over an incredibly long period of time. I was listening to a lot of 1940s gospel music, very, very early recordings of gospel music while we were making the album, and I know that had an influence on big things.
Walk the edge of America, concrete beach to scrape my head. Inside the subway, stinking fear and shame becomes the violent thread. Vigilantes out on dog patrol, but now there's nothing left to hide. I'm just a number on the metal fence which marks the great divide. nothing to protest. Learn to love your anger now. Anger here is all you possess. Welcome to the end.
It is part of our makeup, really, that we like to talk. Nothing more exciting than a live show if you get a good one.
The band that we have at the moment is enough to make you want to be in Duran Duran. It's that good, and it's when it's hot, and it's a good feeling to be in a band like that.
I think every tour has to be different. I mean, obviously with this tour we're about to embark on, we have a very different band to last time we went out. Last time seemed very polished to me and sort of shiny around the edges. This time is raw and a much more violent, aggressive sound, which suits the album and also I think makes for a more exciting show. Great drummer we're taking, a guy called Sterling Campbell, who's new to the band, and Warren Cucurullo on guitar, who we took last time. And everything seems to be gelling very well. Every time when we go back into the studio, I really want to go in because I know we're going to make a better record than we just made. There's always somewhere further to go. I mean, as soon as we finish the record, I start picking faults in it, and inevitably records are faulted. This one has less faults than the last one had, and I'm sure the next one will be even better.
You know, you just want to try and blow people's minds. You want to surprise people. It's becoming a determination now. And it's a determination that's equaling the determination that I had when I first started. And I know that was enough to get us somewhere. You've got to have it. You've got to have a drive because there are too many people out there doing it, you know.
I hope that intensity comes over on the record, and that intensity comes over when you're playing live, because that is an exciting thing. That's all I want from it.
Good evening, yes.